and girls, and welcome to our interview with
Miss Lauren.
A lot of you know Miss Lauren, also known as Miss Z. She is graduating from the University of Connecticut tomorrow, actually, boys and girls. So we are interviewing her today because she wants to talk to you a little bit about what it is she studied at UConn, and maybe it might inspire you when you get older to go to school and study the same thing. So Lauren, you ready for question number 1?
I think I'm ready.
Okay. So Ms. Z, can you tell the boys and girls what it is that you studied at UConn?
So up at UConn, I studied biology education.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
So can you tell me a little bit about what you're going to be doing with that degree of biology education? Like, what will your community helper job be?
So actually, my degree in biology education will let me teach either middle school or high school biology. My dream is to teach high school biology. So most likely I'll be working with sophomores, so about 15 or 16 years old.
Interesting. So that really leads beautifully to, maybe you could tell the boys and girls a little bit about what you did. You just finished up at a high school as part of your learning at UConn. Can you tell us a little bit about what you just finished up?
Yeah, so one of the biggest things, studying to be an educator. In college, one of your big experiences is going through a process of being a student teacher. So at UConn, during my time, they kind of prepared me for this experience. Each year, they let me do something called an observation, where I would get assigned in a district. So last year, I was assigned at East Hartford High School, and I was able to observe 2 different teachers and their teaching styles and take over some classroom experiments and things like that, which was really awesome. And this year, I just finished up student teaching. So what that is, you all have a student teacher in your classroom,
We actually
right?
did. That's a great connection, Ms. Z. We just finished up with, everybody knows our student teacher we love so much, Miss, you remember, Miss J. Yes.
That's right.
Yeah. So it's very similar to what you just did.
Just like Miss J, I was a student teacher at Glastonbury High School.
Okay.
So I was able to slowly observe the classroom and learn my teacher's style of teaching biology, and then I was able to slowly take over the classroom, and to the point where I was the lead teacher taking over. So that was an experience I just had this past year.
Wow, that sounds phenomenal. So can you tell the boys and girls a little bit about what requirements you would need? So let's say, boys and girls, you're thinking out there that maybe you want to be a teacher too someday, either with little children like me, I work at the elementary school, or maybe like Miss Z here, she wants to work either at the middle school, so probably 6th grade through 12th grade. But I heard her say her dream job was the high school. So maybe she could tell us a little bit about what are the requirements in order to become that certified biology teacher. Could you let them know, the viewers know that?
Yeah, of course. So to be a biology teacher, you need to go to a 4-year college program. So just like I'm graduating tomorrow, I graduate with my bachelor's degree in biology education, and then I'm actually next year going for what's called my master's degree. So at UConn, they combine these 2 programs, and I'll end up graduating next year with my master's, which will allow me to be a high school or middle school biology teacher.
Wow, that's amazing. They have to be very brainy to be a biology teacher. Are there any tests that you need to take as a teacher before you get certified?
Are there any tests? There are some tests, let me tell you.
Oh boy.
There are a couple tests.
Tell the boys and girls about them. They love tests when I give them tests every week, right, friends?
We got to get through it, right? We'll get through it together. A test I'm actually studying for right now is called the Praxis exam. So this allows me to be certified in my concentration, which is biology. There are tests that you can take to be a chemistry teacher, to be a math teacher. I have some friends who want to be a history teacher.
Wow.
So the style of this test will allow me to hopefully pass and become a biology teacher.
Excellent answer. Can you tell the boys and girls, is there anything that inspired you when you were their age in second grade? Did you have any thoughts as a youngster or any interests that made you think that you may want to possibly go into teaching? Oh,
Well, this lovely woman right here, Mrs. Z. When I was really young, I used to love going into Mrs. Z's classroom and watching her teach. It was always a really big inspiration to me and someone I always look up to, and I still will.
That's nice.
It's true. You're an awesome teacher.
Oh, thank you.
You are.
I love what I do.
That was definitely an inspiration to me growing up, and having 3 younger brothers. I used to love playing school with them. I would create worksheets or go on field trips outside with them. I don't think they liked it as much as I did, but that's okay. It helped me kind of figure out that I like teaching. I think this is something I'd want to do. But it wasn't really until I got to high school and I took my first real science classes that I was like, I like science. I want to kind of combine these. So that was one of the reasons that I really wanted to be a biology teacher. And then going to college and taking more specific biology classes, I really enjoyed those. And yeah, that's probably one
I
of the
love that.
reasons.
That's amazing, boys and girls. Don't you agree?
Thanks.
I'd like to wrap up with if Ms. Z has any special moments that she experienced while she was teaching this past spring at Glastonbury High School as a student teacher.
Ooh. Being a teacher, there are a lot of really cool, powerful moments where it inspires you and makes you appreciate what you do, and it shows you that you are actually making an impact in people's lives, especially with high schoolers. They don't always show it, so the small acts of kindness really inspire me and motivate me and push me to be a better teacher. One moment that really stood out to me during student teaching was when I created an activity that one of my students, who doesn't normally engage in a lot of the activities, he really enjoyed it, and he asked questions. He was engaged. He's an artist, so the activity had him create a model using his art, and he took it and he flew with it, and it ended up being a beautiful piece that I still look at and I'm excited about. He really enjoyed it, so that was a special moment for me that I will hold on to.
Aw, that's really heartwarming, isn't it, boys and girls? So this is something for you to think about, friends. I know you're only in 2nd grade, but it's just a great opportunity to really listen to all of these stories we're sharing with you about people's choices as they've grown older, and ways you can give back to the community with your job. So being a teacher really is a community helper. They help our community in many, many ways. So it might be a job for you. If you like people, you like helping people, you like to constantly learn. Because isn't it true, Ms. Z, we're always taking classes. I know I'm taking a lot of classes now with our distance learning. I'm taking like a class every day to try to learn how to new strategies and new techniques. But even when we're in the classroom, we learn a lot of new things. So it's something for you to think about, friends. If you like people, you like helping people, you like always learning, it might be the job for you.
I think so.
Think about that.
With biology too, you always get to be creative and you learn something new every day.
Aw.
So
Well, I want to give a big thank you to our special guest today, Ms. Z. We'll wrap up with maybe she could show you her special equipment she always uses with every experiment that she ever does as a scientist. What are those called, Ms. Z?
these are my handy dandy goggles.
And why do you have to wear that when you do your special scientific research?
Chemical spills
That'd be
splash
bad.
up, damage my eyes. Use it
You always
properly.
have to wear those goggles, right?
So stay tuned. At the end of the video, I have a surprise experiment
Ooh!
that you all can even try at home if you'd like.
I can't wait for it.
So we'll add it to the end.
Awesome.
enjoy.
Well, thank you so much.
Pleasure's all mine.
Bye, boys and girls. I hope you enjoyed it.
Have a great rest of your day.
Have that in the middle, and then we have our Skittles. and our warm water. So pretty much all I'm doing is, let's see, pretty much all I'm doing is I'm going, make sure this is still warm, yeah. I'm going to pour a little bit of water in the center until they're about halfway covered. This one needs a little bit more water. Okay, so let's let it do its magic. I'll keep this right here and we'll be able to see it happening. I'm sorry, but look how cool just the Skittles one alone looks. Cadbury eggs. Smarties, you're not doing it for us. So one last zoom in, we have our Smarties. Didn't really do much. We have our Cadbury eggs. Look how cool, it looks almost a little bit creamy. And then last but not least, we have our Skittles. You can really see that color diffusing.